Hi everybody. I wanted to show you guys how I make my deodorant. It's super simple. Just like everything that I do that is DIY, it's super simple. And I actually make this recipe probably twice a year. I do it like every 6 months. So I make a big batch, I double it or triple it. I put it in these little containers and then I save it so that it's ready. So I usually make it like twice a year. So here's my recipe and how I do it. It's on my blog and I'll put a link below on how to get it. But I'm just gonna do it real quick together with you. It's super simple. So these are my three like dry ingredients that I put on there first. So first we do this. I'm going to add, I'm doubling my recipe, so I'm gonna do 1/2 cup baking soda, 1/2 cup arrowroot powder, 1/2 cup of cornstarch. So super simple. I mix my dry ingredients together. I hope my bowl is big enough. I haven't done this in like 6 months, so again, I don't do it very often, so I just mix my dry ingredients. Hi, Mitzi. It's like super simple. Mix it together. And I love smells. So one of my tips is that I put a lot of essential oils in at the end because then when you sweat, you smell like oils. So it's like a natural perfume. So my favorite is geranium. I'm gonna add that tonight. I love geranium. So anyway, mix your dry ingredients. Super simple. Mix it up, and then you add your coconut oil. So if you missed the beginning, my 3 dry ingredients, I'll put the link below, are baking soda, arrowroot powder, and cornstarch. And I keep all mine in these like Rubbermaid containers. So I have them in my pantry all the time. And then I just add a cup of coconut oil. So it's super simple. And then now the recipe says a cup, but what you do is you basically decide on the temperature of your house. So coconut oil is solid when it is cold, and when it is warm, it's like liquid. So depending on how cold or warm you keep your house, you're gonna have to adjust your recipe, and you'll kind of figure that out as you go, and you can't really screw it up. You can always put it back in a bowl and mix it back up and add more dry if it's too wet, or you can add more of the coconut oil if it's too dry. Like you can decide how you want it to be done. And that's what's cool about DIY is you can do it the way you want to. So sometimes in the winter time, I actually will make it a little bit different of a recipe. Oh, I probably should have mixed that up first. So mix up your dry, just like this. Just like you're baking in your kitchen. But I only do this twice a year, so I make it like, you know, I double it or triple it. I make sure that it is, that I have a lot extra left over because you never want to run out of deodorant. So, and then you can use a pastry blender and you're just mixing it in. So let me see if I can. No, I can't. It's not gonna let me rotate. Okay, well, let me rotate. So I just mix it together. So you can use a pastry blender, you can use a fork, you can use a spatula. It's super simple. And you just mix it all together. And this makes a cream. I was going to bring a little deodorant container in here to show you. You can save an old deodorant container and you can put it in there and then rub it on like you would a regular deodorant, any old deodorant container you have, preferably a natural one if you have one. Or you can just smear it on with your fingers. So I'm totally used to just smearing it on with my fingers. That's what we do. We've gotten used to it. So I blend it together and decide if I like the consistency. So if it is too dry, I add more coconut oil. If it's too wet, I'll add a little sprinkle of the dry ingredients together. But this looks pretty good. I can try to show it to you. Well, no, it's a little bit dry. So I'm gonna use a fresh spatula in my coconut oil. Make sure it is the extra virgin kind and organic and the good stuff, as good as you can get. I buy mine at Costco. I hope that's good enough. So I'm gonna add more because it's a little bit too dry. Mix it together. And then again, I love extra essential oils. I think that when I sweat, it makes me smell good. So it's like a perfume. So for some reason, my favorite is geranium. And I add that. You can also add tea tree if you want some like natural kind of antibacterial effects, but I don't really feel like that's necessary. And I don't really like the smell of tea tree. I like the smell of geranium. So, okay, that's a little bit too wet probably. But for sake of finishing my video, I add drops. So I'm doubling the recipe. I'm gonna add like 20 drops according to the recipe. Personally though, I would add like 40. So I'd add a lot. And actually I'm gonna pull a little bit of this out because my husband doesn't like geranium. He doesn't like to smell like flour. He likes to smell like a man. So I will put some manly essential oils, something like pine or something in his. And then I sometimes will keep a batch that is plain and I'll keep it aside for later. And then I can have like an unflavored, like unscented kind. And then if we need deodorant, I can just quickly add some essential oils and whip it up. So this is like a little bit too creamy probably, but this is how it feels at the end. So yeah, this is too creamy. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the dry ingredients to it. So I don't know if I can see if there's any questions. Do you guys have any questions? If you have any questions, drop them below and I will answer them later, and I'll also link to my post on it. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions and what other DIY projects you guys like to make. Yeah, this is pretty good though. And it smells awesome. I love it. So thanks for watching.